Little special treat for you. I wanted to come over here. I haven't been here in 25 years, 20 years probably. This is a place when I was younger. I did a log job here. This is a steep mountain. We crossed this little creek with a skidder. And a little road there leads up the landing where my old 1-ton sitting up there. And just follow along with me, and I'll show you something kind of neat. This skid trail here went about 2 miles to the top of the hill. Now, we have a lot of hemlock, oak in this region right here. Very nice hemlock. There's like right here is a real nice white pine. It's pretty unique. I'd actually like to have that white pine on a sawmill right now. Nice little tree. When you see trees like this, they're a perfect tree to actually have on a sawmill. They really do good nice. But I haven't got into showing our species here. They're different throughout the country. Here, hand me that and I'll get a little bit of a view that I wanted to catch. Yeah, they go right up there. Hey, Buckin, you ain't afraid to climb that, are you?
Get Hogan up there, he'll do it.
Yeah, see, that's what we deal with, these rock outcrops. You can sit right up there with skidder, think you're safe going down over, and then you run into these. A lot of people get killed by this stuff right here. And this is what it looks like. I told you that I skidded on a trail. It was so steep you couldn't walk it. And I'm leading to that right now. This right there is dead level. There's no way for you to understand how steep this is the shallowest part. It goes up there and it turns. That's a straight shot. This is a slough that they used to use. That's the shallowest part, Colin. What do you think?
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
You turn that corner, that's almost straight up. And that's a beautiful woods. Yeah, we have grand timber here. A nice big white oak right over there. You just see about right there. But this was fun cutting. These little benches are nice. We used to go in there and work all them benches out, and we got roads going every which way up in here. It's really interesting as all get out. Here, I'll let you take this camera. Now, the first time when I got the bright idea that I was going to cut about a mile off my skid, up to the very top of this, which is about 1/8 of a mile, the very top of this, I went and just pushed some huge oak down and let it slide. Well, right up here is a corner. Well, that oak came through here. These trees are gone because we cut them, but it went flying about, them logs are about probably 40 feet above our heads. And they landed right out here. They went out into that creek and out through the woods in different places. I never did that again. That was, the first rule of logging is there's no rules. You do what it takes to get the darn job done. Now this right here road, you got up in there and you got any kind of rain, you best not go down it. I took more than one wild ride down this one. Like I said, you can't tell how steep this is, but it's bad steep. Actually, I'll tell you the truth, Colin, once you turn that corner, that's not walkable. You gotta, this is what, you're climbing like that just to get out of here.
I almost had to start crawling just going up this part.
I know it. Look at these nice little hemlocks. Boy, they got a future, don't they? That other road over here that I first showed where it goes up around the hill, I found an Indian hatchet laying right at the side of that road. Of course, he probably lost that way before there was a road there, I'll guarantee you. But I'm going to tell you something interesting. When you get up into these woods that we have around here, or bush, however you want to call it, we call them woods around here. It's a region thing. You will be surprised. You think you're the only person that's ever been in there, and way out where it's not even possible, you find a wagon wheel or something like that. When you get cutting these trees around all these ridges, like this one right here behind you, and all of a sudden you look and you see the ground changes. Well, you start following that along, and you find that there was actually wagon roads, wagon traces out in these hills. And it's the neatest thing you ever seen. It really is. But it just defied me. In today's world, that we can hardly get there with a skidder or a dozer, and you get way, way out, 2 miles, in the middle of nowhere. They couldn't even get you out with a helicopter, it's that bad. Well, they can with a Stokes litter, but it's not going to be easy. And there you go, you'll see an old wood stove, or something like that. What the neatest thing is when you run into these old donkey engines, there happens to be one at the top of this road, only further up. It's an old steam winch, steam engine winch. It was a great big thing. It's shot full of holes last time I seen it, but the winch itself was still there, and in the boiler. And then there's all these big cables. They ran through these woods. That they put them on a. They dragged the cable back with horses. In some cases, some places it was endless. They just went on pulleys and returned. And to think of how hard these people worked back in the 1800s to get this timber out of these areas is ridiculous. Right here, I can't hardly stand here comfortably when I'm doing it. But folks, I wanted you to see this. I have for quite a while. All winter I've been talking about this one little place, and it's just so neat. Show them that yellow birch. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to get a piece of that bark when I get there. Hey, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to let you get there. That's what I'm going to do. We're going to get Colin trying to get a piece of that. Yeah, it's right beside that little hemlock there, that little yellow birch. Just rip a piece of that bark off. Gorgeous place, ain't it? I just love it. This stuff, you can get caught in the pouring rain. I ought to dump this in the creek, but maybe I'll take a piece of it and do that. Get a little lighter out. Stuff burns like kerosene. Isn't that something else?
Kind of smells like kerosene too.
This burns like you crazy. You just won't believe it. I mean, it's unbelievable. Let's get out of the creek. In fact, we'll head back to the land. Well, I might even bottom. Get on this more level ground. You believe after all these years you see we're next to the food trail right here. Found a little spearmint. That's kind of neat, ain't it? Yeah. Used to chew that when I was working. You find it everywhere. Yeah, right there where you see them stones in the road, right next to the banks where I found that Indian hatchet. You remember seeing that hatchet we got, don't you?
Yep, I've seen it.
Yeah, that's where I found it. It's right there. Boy, isn't the air so fresh here?
Yeah.
Look at our moss. That's coming in. Leeks will be out. Won't be long. Any doubt that's wet? Well, it can be wet, but it's got to be surface dry. Well, I think that's too dry. It's got to be a little bit live wood. All you guys in the Northeast know what this stuff is. But this, I'll tell you what's funny. When you cut these trees, these yellow birch, it smells like root beer. I mean, it really
you guys
does.
want to smell?
Yeah, can you smell that?
Smell it?
Oh, we used to play in this trick when we was kids. We had a grand old time.
Let's see if you don't splash here.
I'm glad I wore my boots on.
Yep, you got his waders on.
Here, show me the camera. You gotta be observant in these places. You gotta be observant in these places. You really never know what you're gonna find that's hanging on the ground. This landing extended clear to them pines. Had a secondary landing right across. I used to work back then alone a lot. Couldn't get a lot of skidder operators up in these hills. This landing here, I used to fill it alone every week. We just a mountain of logs. But it's because of the logs are, well, there's my truck, there are a lot of them that high. They'll be about yay high in the small end. I've done a lot of this with a John Deere 440C skidder. It was narrow and it was nimble. And it could get back up these hills. It was the only thing that would work. I tell you, I miss these good old days. Coming to these places where I used to be, it's fond memories. You know what's way cool about this? Hop in the truck, we'll get down the road. We're not far from where I live, actually. It really ain't. That actually made a nice log landing next to me, but it was small. It's gone now. That hill across the way you see, There's never been any timber on that. That's the south-facing hill. Gets the most sunlight. It's drier. Most importantly, that's where the breeze travels up that hill. Well, if you look at that, you kind of see them trees of scrub. You can pinch that out and show them that timber. There's just no real timber there. Back when the steam engines ran through here with that railroad at the base of that hill acted like a chimney. And what it did is they'd throw some fire out and things would be dry. You had a heck of a forest fire. This little road right here, I had more time on this road as a little kid than you ever believe. We used to play over here. It was really enjoyable for us. The road back then was only half this wide. Now it's just a little more than a lane ride. It's quite rough if you can't tell. They got a pipeline right here. I'm going to show you in here in a second. Well, they had a big excavator that they bring it down over that to get the pipe laid. They had to dig the ditch. And they couldn't, it's right here on the left where this truck is. Well, that little hill up through there is steep. And it went right up the side of that mountain. Right up through there. And that clearing, and then it took a right. They couldn't get the guy, operator, quit. Well, somebody knew me. They wanted to know where there's some crazy nut job that's run that excavator. Well, somebody sent me after it, and I went out and looked. He says, "Would you do this for us?" I said, "Sure will." And I dug myself from platform to platform, kept digging that ditch, and I got that whole ditch done. They were going to let dozers down over it. It was tied off with cables to bury it. So all they needed was that ditch done. And right over across the way is where we live. Here's another log landing. I pulled massive amount of timber off. This was good friends, good folk here. They're pulling a little more now. We'll drive up on it. I don't think Brucey would shoot me, do you, Colin?
Maybe not.
He might start yelling. He'll say, "Oh, Harwood's you, okay." Nice skidder there. Yeah, we pulled a lot of timber out on this landing here, too. Used to fill less. This landing took about 2 weeks to fill. Nice little pile of oak here. I don't know who's doing this. Maybe they need a little help too, huh? Here, you see the camera here. They piled these up. Some nice sticks, aren't they? We have the nicest stuff you ever seen. Look at that butt log down there on the bottom. Another nice oak. One there a little hollow, I think. Look how tight the grain is. Eric, you paying attention, buddy? Yeah, nice sticks. Yeah, I tell you what, that's white oak right there, the check. That's a little unusual for that. But somebody's doing a nice job of cutting. That's one thing I got to say. And, okay. Now, if you guys remember the other day, that story of the 72 flood, this bridge is a new bridge. The old one was one of them that was quite narrow and big old tall thing. Boy, I'll tell you what, we used to ride dirt bikes in that field like crazy. It ain't so fun in the corn, is it?
No, not really.
It's not fun riding in them corn stalks. You know what's worse than riding in them is when you fall in. But yeah, this was a Old bridge at the time. Let me have that. Right here is where them caskets come floating down. The river was a little different then. You're not going to believe this. You see, right in there used to be a road up through there. And that bank's taller than you think. And that river used to be a lot wider than it is. I jumped this when I was 15 on a dirt bike. I landed right down there. About 2 foot of water. You know, if I'd have made it, that'd have killed me. Oh, some good fishing. Nice clear blue water. It's a green blue. Isn't that pretty stuff? Okay, we're gonna wrap this up for now. I'm gonna tell a train wreck story sometime. Right here's the site of it. Out across all these river flats, we had a massive wreck. When I tell a story, you'll get the idea. Yep, nice little place. Okay, that's it, folks. Goodbye.